Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, someone's out there. He's watching. He's waiting. And he's out for blood. Tonight's movie, The Prowler.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Worst apocalypse ever! Yes! Episode number 28. 28, oh my goodness. We are coming down to the final 4 episodes. The final 4! Coming off of last night's zombie goodness that was Burial Ground, the Nights of Terror, it's time to come back to that blitz, that giallo slasher blitz, with a movie that I've actually wanted to see for quite a while, and I've finally gotten myself to see it, thanks to the free streaming platform Tubi. Of course, it had ads, and they had like the most annoying ads possible, but whatever. Anyways, so tonight's movie is The Prowler. Yes, The Prowler. So, what is The Prowler about? Well, right after the end of World War II, a bunch of soldiers are coming home, and they are happy to be able to come home and find their loved ones and start their lives. But unfortunately, one is not so lucky, because he received a Dear John letter from his love saying that she can't deal with the long distance and the worry, and so she's basically dumping him. And she's going to pursue other interests, but hope they can still be friends. Yeah, oh yeah, right. So anyways, her name is Rosemary, and just so happens that the night of the graduation dance, she and her new beau, I'm trying to say bull, but I went to boy, but anyways, her new beau are out on a gazebo getting a little frisky when, lo and behold, a prowler appears and forks them, like literally, you have a pitchfork and he forked them, and places a rose in the hand of the young lady. The murder mystery? Not solved, though I probably be lots of bets that it was the ex-boyfriend. Anyways, fast forward 30-something years, and that college, I'm going to call it a college because they have dormitories, so anyways, that college has not held a graduation dance since then, except tonight they're going to do it again. They're going to they figured 30-something years, enough time. It's not too soon, however. There are people in the community that thinks that it's a bad idea. But nope. So they're going to restart the tradition. And of course, we have a confluence of great timing, because not only are they going to be restarting the controversial dance, but also the sheriff is leaving town and leaving his one and only deputy in charge of the whole thing and safety and all that good stuff. And not only that, but apparently the state police have warned several communities in the area that they are after a armed and dangerous criminal. And, that criminal might come to their place and cause some trouble. So yeah, we've got a nice confluence of events. Nothing could possibly go wrong, right? Well, so it's the night of the dance. Everyone's moving, getting ready for the dance, and all of a sudden, yep, somebody shows up and starts killing people, but this person is leaving roses on the bodies of the dead women, and you start to wonder, wait, is there a connection? Could there possibly be the same killer? Or is it a copycat? Whatever, I don't know. But it's up to the deputy and his love interest to not only figure out what's going on, try to catch the prowler, and also keep themselves from getting prowled, among other people also. So, let's get to the scores, shall we? Violence and gore. I am going to give this one a 5 out of 5. Sometimes the old adage, quality is better than quantity, and in some movies, you know, you get that 5 out of 5 because they're just hitting you over the head and splattering you in the face with all the blood and gore. This movie, while bloody and has some decent gore, it's about the quality. And, you know, Tom Savini, the master, lent his, well, probably not lent, he probably got paid, but whatever, had his magical touch in the special effects department and had created some just brutal and memorable deaths in this movie. And there's a lot of impact on these deaths, and they're not just these, you know, quick cuts. They're not the slightly off screen or off frame. No, this is hitting and staying on it and relishing on it and dwelling on it. And it is brutal. I mean, there's a scene like where there's a woman inside in a swimming pool, and she starts coming out on the ladder. And usually the killer is like waiting for you and then, you know, chop or slash or whatever. But no, this guy, he just boots her right in the face. And she goes back into water, and she doesn't just, you know, immediately come to and just, no, she is like, you know, she's trying to get her faculties back because, you know, she just got her bell rung big time. And details like that, you know, where she's just kind of like under the water and just like, you know, small little details like that make a big difference in the tone and the feel of the scene. And of course, you know, finally she comes to, and then she's like, oh, panic, and she's like, swim for the nearest area, and doesn't, you know, pay mind to like her surroundings. And of course, the guy's in the pool and grabs her and does some throat slicing things, you know. Anyways, that's just one example, but this movie is filled with those type of kills. I mean, they are graphic, they are in your face. I mean, someone's head explodes. I mean, that's always great. But perhaps there is one kill in this movie which is, I would have to say, probably one of the greatest kills in all of horrordom. I mean, you know, it's going to be in there in your top 20 and your top 10 lists. And that's where the killer gets a guy, he stabs him from the top of his head, the knife goes through the bottom of his mouth, and it's not just like, you know, and you're just there. No, he's there, and he's holding the person, and he's bleeding out, and his eyes, like, just basically go, like, wash out white, and his eyes turn white, and I've only really seen that only a couple of times, and some of those were actually just anime, where it's easy to make your character's eyes just go, bleh. But, I mean, that just added to the impact of this scene and the gruesomeness of it. So yeah, I'm 5 out of 5. Going into shock value, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Not only are there some really nice scares in this movie and some great tension, but also the shocking brutality of the kills leads to this added score. I mean, you know, they're not shying away, and I just don't know how, like, I mean, maybe this was before the MPAA went insane nuts and was really scrutinizing these movies a bit more, but I mean, it was, you know, shocking. 4 out of 5. Moving on to the plot, and that is a 2 out of 5. Yes, that's the weakest part of the movie, is the plot, because first of all, you know, you're a slasher. And I understand people want to, like, get clever and want to be smart. And so, you know, they do things, they think of things. But like I said in the comments, or not the comments, in the description, when we're talking about Slumber Party Massacre 3, I said, you know, it's like you need to realize what you are and try to, you know, be that and embrace that, you know. And this is a slasher. This is exploitative. And yes, you can try to be smart, but you need to also be within itself because you don't want to detract from that. And the plot of this movie, I think, with how they deal with the killer, leaves a lot of interpretation. which can be a good or can be a bad thing. But there's not a lot of explanation post-fact on what's going on. No revelation like, oh, this guy was actually this guy, or the reason why this happened was this. And so I felt like that kind of takes away from the ending a bit, because you're just like, in a way it was almost kind of like a giallo ending where you're just kind of like, okay. But that aside, there's also the thing here that really bothered me was there was a scene where there's the old guy in the wheelchair who's the father of Rosemary. He shows up in the movie and does an action and then just disappears. And there was nothing, they never find his body. They never mention oh, he died or something. He just raptured out of the movie. Like, boom, gone forever. No more mention, no additional scenes, no scenes showing him dead or finding the body. He just gone. And it's weird. It's weird, and that really threw me off. Plus the fact that you're gonna write characters to do stupid things, and I know that happens a lot in horror movies, but still, it does bother me when they do something spectacularly stupid. And one of the scenes is like the main protagonist. She is face to face with the Prowler, and so she needs to run away, and she can run out the way she came, because we know that is a clear way and not locked up and all that stuff like that. But instead, what she does is she stops and tries to, get someone in another room to open the door to help her out. I don't get that. I just don't get that. You have the lead. You're quick. You're agile. Of course, nobody was answering because most everyone is out at the dance. So what are you doing? I don't know. Anyways, some might say that's nitpicky, but a whole bunch of this stuff in the movie. Plus, in the middle, there, while the sheriff, not the sheriff, but the deputy and her, they are kind of investigating things, and there's a part of the movie where it really loses momentum. And you kind of like, let's get back to the killing. Let's get back to, the Prowler. And it almost, like the movie goes, like where the Prowler just decides that, you know what? I'm just going to sit back and wait for these two people to come to me, as opposed to, actively going out and murking people, which just made not a lot of sense to me. So, yeah, I'm going to be mean and give it only a 2 out of 5 on the plot, just because of that stuff. Going on to acting, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Overall, pretty average, though there have been a couple of performances here and there that I thought had some good moments and a bit of nuance. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Moving on to Nudity, I'm giving a 1 out of 5. There is a shower scene. There are a bunch of quick flashes, and then there is a kind of a prolonged view. However, you're also being distracted by something else during that. So, but it's there. So yeah, 1 out of 5. Enjoyment factor. So I am going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. This is almost nearly a perfect slasher in my opinion. Yes, the minor issues that I have with the plot, I guess major enough to give it a 2 out of 5. But mostly that kind of momentum loss really annoyed me. I mean, I can live with the stupidity. I can also live, obviously I watch Giallos. I can live with things not making sense and having to, think about, what this could mean. It's like, oh, it's probably this, but we're not sure if it probably is or isn't. Anyways, but overall, just super enjoyable, super entertaining. The kills are the best part of this movie, and it has that great, not the biggest body count, but it's just, like I said, the quality is there and it's pretty darn good. So 4 out of 5 for my enjoyment factor, and my overall impression is a 4.5 out of 5. It is so close to absolute perfection. But honestly, this is like one of those movies where when people talk about slashers, they should be talking about this one. I know a lot of people talk about Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, sometimes even the Child's Play movies. And that's okay because, yeah, they're series, they're franchises, there's many of them, and they're popular. And so it's hard, for a one-off to kind of get into the conversation. But this is a solidly entertaining and well-done slasher flick. And if you haven't seen it, I suggest you go see this movie. Like I said, I watched it on Tubi, but, you have to deal with advertisements. But whatever, it's still pretty dang good. I mean, just a great, I think... it doesn't get enough mention as it should. I think people do respect the movie, and people who know about the movie love the movie pretty much. Yeah, it's just great. It's great. It's excellent. It's spectacular. 4.5 out of 5. That averages out to a 3.4 out of 5, which is really good in the average category. Yeah, I mean, if they would have fixed up the plot and added more tits, yeah, it would have been super high up there. But anyways, but there you have it, The Prowler. Now, tell me what you think in the comment section below. Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Please subscribe if you want more content. Whatever. Ring the bell, notifications, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And remember to stay scary, internet. And, if you're going to break up with somebody, just don't, especially if you're going to do it, like, with a letter. You're not even going to do face-to-face, you're going to do a letter, a text message, maybe even over the phone. Like, look, just don't expect the friendship thing. Don't even bring it up. Don't even have an inkling of it. Just burn. Just have it be like, just think of it as a nuclear destruction. That this person is not going to live anymore. That they might as well be dead. Just think about it as them dying. You're basically killing them in your life, because let's face it, most of the time that friendship thing is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Is it? No. Just say it. Ah!